Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Skywalker the Jedi back at y'all with another one this Sunday afternoon. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me, rocking out, and I appreciate that, yo. Much love to the entire chat, right? We got a bunch of y'all in here already. We got Mama Bear. You already know it's wonderful to have the one and only Mama Bear in the building. She cannot be duplicated, cannot be replaced, right? Glad to have you over here rocking out. Got Mr. Wayne in the building. We got Bishop. What's going on, Bishop? Bad Dan, Zod Ryder. What's going on, Zod? Salute to you. We got Snad, Havoc in the building. Brandon Emery. Yo, much love to all you guys. The Creed is in the building. Lucas Ironside, yo. Oh my goodness. Much love to all y'all. Much love to all y'all. Let's get it cracking. Hold up 1 second, because I gotta pull up something real quick. I forgot to grab something before I came in here. So I'm about to do it now. But yeah, we about to get wacky, right? Because apparently we just a vocal minority, right? Oh, here it is. Yeah, apparently we just a vocal minority, right? And we ain't really making no noise out here. Apparently we using bots. You know what I'm saying? Like the allegations are getting real wacky, right? But we gonna get to it though because um I got something I got something to share with you guys, and I think y'all gonna like it. So 1 second, because we had to do a space. What was it? On Friday, right? I think it was, yeah, on Friday, and it was Leon, Sammy, and I, the Trinity was in the building, right? And it was super dope. If you haven't tuned into it, go ahead and do so, because it was a lot of great information put out in there, and we even had a hater towards the end. So even that part was pretty fun as well, right? Oh my, wait, where are my manners? Right, I'm about to get cooking. We ain't even. We on the road to 1K, right? Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. You liking the content, you sharing it out. Mikey Sutton has definitely like upped the gauntlet, right? So he is trying to reach 1K by his birthday, May 23rd. Right? Make sure that you subscribe. If we do reach that goal of 1K by May 23rd, not only will we be doing a live stream where you guys get a bunch of the backstage information that even giving me on a lot of this stuff, right? So it'll be an all bomb show. But not only that, you'll also be there will be three winners announced that will be getting a signed copy of the first run issue number one of Dreamwalker, right? And Mikey even upped the gauntlet, like one of the comics. Oh yeah, um, there'll be two of those first run of issue number one going out, and then there will be one issue number three that will be signed by myself, Sil Abdul, Mikey Sutton, yeah, and a bunch of people. So, because that's our or my first appearance in that whole Dreamwalker world, right? So, yeah, that thing will probably be worth some money one day. And that comic book is getting turned into a TV show. So you never know what characters are going to end up on the TV show. You know what I'm saying? So that thing might be worth something one day. Probably will be. Just gonna put that out there now. But yeah, so make sure that you're subbed, and that's all that you need to do to be entered into the drawing. And right, we're gonna be getting to it from there. As y'all know, we still rocking this hashtag sales CSJL to Netflix. I almost said ZSJL. Shout out to Sammy, right? Hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix because this is the way, yo. We rocking out, and I'm about to get into the impact and like just how big this thing has become, like over these past few months. So since its inception, right? If you're using the hashtags, make sure that you're rocking out with the rules of engagement, right? Which is number one, be positive while using these two hashtags. Number two, do not mix these hashtags with any others. The algorithm only respects two. And three, do not tag, mention, or reply to quote tweet James Gunn or anybody over at WBD when doing so, right? And that's how we rocking out. Make sure that you're following at ZSJO to Netflix on Twitter, right? That is the hub account. They've been putting out a lot of pertinent information and like a lot of dope tweets. So make sure that you're over there and that you're subscribed to ZSJL to Netflix official YouTube. They've been dropping some dope stuff over there as well, right? But now that we got all that out the way, right? Let's get caught up with the chat real quick before we get to cooking again. Oh my goodness, right? We are in wacky times, people. Wacky time, right? We're in wacky times. Rules of grift apply. Grift those likes of shouts out to the big homie Still Abdul. You know what I'm saying? Yo, can't wait, man. Still Abdul is gonna be in my city for like full circle. That's gonna be super dope. You know what I'm saying? There will be a Still Nation meetup that Sunday, right? So, even if you can't go to full circle, but if you're in the area, just make sure that, you reach out if you're trying to go, you know what I'm saying? So, that's going to be super dope. Can't wait to have the big homie, Sil Abdul, in my city. I'm going to be sure that the big homie is treated well. You know what I'm saying? Right. Bad Dan says a vocal minority that lack of support hurt Shazam too, right? It's crazy, right? Because on one hand, Bad Dan, like we're powerful and we're super, like we have the power to tank entire franchises, to tank movies, right? All that stuff. But on the other hand, we're a vocal minority. So I don't know which one we are, but we're gonna get to it, right? Yeah. Right. For sure. Oh my God. We got TJ in the building. What's going on? TJ says crazy. Skywalker's already at 550 subs. We won't stop. Yeah, we just got to get to that 1,000 by March 23rd. I mean, no, by May 23rd, because I want y'all to know what I've been finding out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been so crazy, right? Just knowing, so much and being so far in the future on certain things. And it's just like, it's dope. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, and then everybody will be able to partake in some of that goodness. You know what I'm saying? We got the homie Sickness in the building. What's up, man? Yeah. Right. Hey, I'm trying to see Sickness at the Still Nation meetup. You know what I'm saying? For sure, yo. I'm trying to see Sickness there. Right. It's a few of y'all that I know is in the area that I'm trying to see y'all there. For sure. Right. It's at an undisclosed location. Right. Bad Dan says, I'm so glad April Fool's is over. Too much fake news. Man, look, you already know how that go. I don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? For sure, right? I really don't, because I already know on that day it's like I'm not listening to nothing. But there's certain stuff that you can tell is real, and then I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't even be on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Snap said, "Are you going to full circle, man?" I'm trying to go to full circle. You know what I'm saying? I'll just stay tuned. I'm trying to go. But we'll see if I end up actually being able to. But honestly, I'm just dope for the homie. I'm proud that uh just the homie Seal is getting to go, because that's super dope. And like um I couldn't be happier for somebody, right? Like if there was one person that I had to pick to be able to go in this whole thing, it would have been him anyway. So like just it being able, like him being able to acquire a ticket, I feel like we all kind of won just in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to go. I'm trying to, I would love to, but who knows, right? Who knows? No bots required. Oh nah, not at all. Right? We're a wacky minority. Mr. J said just stopping by to support and hit the like button on my way to WrestleMania. Oh yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. What, Mr. J? Man, you better take a sign, bro. Yo, no, yo, but Mr. J is somebody else who I want to see at that Still Nation meetup. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know he in Southern California, so I'm trying to have all y'all stop through. That's gonna be dope, yo. 100%. Right? Yeah. All right. Um, hold up. Neil Seven with the laughing. Zod said, was anybody in Still Nation able to get tickets other than Still? Man, I don't know. I don't know, right? I do not know. I do not know. But I do know that if I could pick anybody to go, it would be the big homie. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's gonna be dope, right? TJ said, Mr. J, who you rocking with? Roman or Cody? Right, man. Look, I got a whole bunch of AEW fans in my chat. TJ, I almost said in my office. You know what I'm saying? But look, it's all good. Nah, WrestleMania is gonna be dope. Zod said that he tried, right? Yeah, hey, yeah, yo. I think we all tried. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. I think we all tried. But yeah, look, let's get to it though. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the topic, right? Because a lot of this has just started recently going around and stuff, right? Like we recently got look. I feel great about the fact that they're starting to say that we're bots now, right? Like that's super dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so dope to me, y'all. I don't think you guys understand how dope to me that actually is, right? Because that lets me know just how powerful this movement is. Hold on, let me adjust this camera, right? Right. That lets me know like just how powerful that this movement is, right? Because if it hadn't been for us having this amount of impact, right? Like they wouldn't be saying that. They wouldn't be saying that. Right? Like first it was, oh my God, you guys are insignificant, right? It was all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you guys are crazy. This doesn't make any sense. It'll never happen, right? Like all these claims. And then now it's getting to the point that we've made so much noise that they're saying that we've been using bots. That's great. Like that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Cause like one of the first conversations that, oh, matter of fact, crazy, just as I was about to get into like just the first kind of conversations surrounding this thing, guess who pops up, right? Leon's here. What's going on, Leon?
What's happening, man?
Right? Hey,
How you
what that
doing this
was
beautiful Sunday?
That was so natural, right? That was crazy because I was just about to get into the first conversation that we was having, right? Speaking about the bots, right? Like we specifically said, Leon, right? Like, yo, we are not gonna use bots. We never will. We will never entertain the thought of using bots, right? Anything like that. And then we just moved on, right? Like it was never even a question.
To the point that it was barely even a conversation. It was like,
Right?
you
It
know,
was literally like a few second thing, just like, yo, and it just was never brought up ever again.
to
Right?
to
Like,
be to be precise, it went more like, man, this move is dope already because it's already grassroots and organic, and it'll stay that way because this is real flesh and blood people pushing this thing. That was
yeah,
always our rhetoric behind
we
the
ain't got
scenes
it.
and in front of the
Yeah.
camera.
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, and we ain't got to use bots, like none of that, right? Like that's what it was,
Absolutely.
right? It was us talking about how organic that this thing is, and just really relishing the fact that we didn't need to use bots. You know what I'm saying?
Because like I remember the point that I had made a couple of times was like, you know, because I think you were literally the first person to say that we're trying to show Netflix that we're a substantial subscriber base. Perfectly phrased, great, right? It sounds like dope ass marketing. And my thing was always like, yeah, if we're just organically pushing this thing, imagine when Netflix and other organizations, right? They use bots, and there's nothing wrong with that, just to push their stuff. I mean, all they have to do is add their bots to whatever we do, right? Whether it be Netflix, Amazon, or whatever. Like it's easy money. It's like an alley oop, and then they just dunk it, right? They're like, damn, this is just people doing this. Oh wow. Well, let's secure this thing, and then we'll turn around and just use our bots plus our paid personnel. And there's nothing wrong with them doing that. They're a corporation. They should be allowed to buy their bots and use their personnel. You know what I mean? But we're not going to do
Yeah,
that
we're
because
right. Like we don't have
we're,
to do.
we're yeah, we're going to show organically what this thing is through just passion and sheer willpower of the people.
See, that's the thing, Leon. They don't think it's possible to do over 1.5 million tweets in like a few months, right?
Yeah,
Organically. These people that are like
precisely.
huge, right? Because they haven't been able to kind of, drum up that same amount of interest, right? In their own endeavors, right? And so, oh no, if they're doing it, has to be bots, right? It's the only
Right,
way. Can't
right,
just be flesh and blood people out there putting in hard work, out there trying to galvanize people, trying to get everybody going, right? And trying to, keep everybody engaged, right? Do things like dress up and go to Stone Quarry, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
they're
right.
not, right? Like, they're not, uh, they're not used to all that kind of stuff. And so I think that it is a bit of them just kind of thinking with like a bit of a jealous mindset as well as like, oh well, how are they doing that? And we haven't been able to drum up that same interest in whatever we're doing, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely, it's kind of like obviously an anecdotal sort of thing where we're talking about emotions and stuff. But yeah, of course, that's a topic of conversation that should be had. Is people with their human emotions, like we're humans pushing something passionately, and the inverse of that, or maybe the I should say the opposite of that, the opposing view of that would be jealousy, right? Why are they doing a thing? Especially other communities that like other projects come about and then they get canceled or what have you, and they're just like pushing the hashtags and like it's crickets, right? And even recently with a certain co-head galvanizing some cronies to push some hashtags that kind of fizzled out real quick. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
so it's interesting when talking about the bot situation, because my stance is this, like, the reason that people assume and to a degree were correct that the restore version of the fandom was using bots was because that's how corporations work. That's how it's always worked. You know, they were pushing bots to try to undermine Batman versus Superman when Batman versus Superman came out. There was a whole entire bot campaign about that, right?
So, wait a minute, you know Leon, because I remember it verbatim, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Batman versus Superman will be a 2-hour tracking shot of the entire Justice League crying in the ring. 100%.
Yes, 100%. You got it perfectly.
Yes.
As if it was yesterday. And if the chat doesn't know why he may have this perfectly, and pardon me, I'm just going to wash my hands briefly. The reason that he probably remembers that is because it was almost hypnotic how many times they tweeted these bots that same exact phrase, to the point that people made like mini collages of this phrase repeated over and over and over and over. You know, because I saw BVS in a fan event before it was officially released. So I was like, oh, cool, dope. And then when I saw that, I was like, what the hell? This is the weirdest. I'm like, what is happening? Like, why is this trending? You know what I mean? Like, because I was very much new to Twitter. The only reason I came to Twitter, interestingly, ironically enough, was because of Batman versus Superman.
Yo, this is, bro, we're the same dude, bro. Like, this is crazy. That's literally the only reason why I made my first Twitter account, which is still up. I_am_Skywalker. 100%.
Bro, you know what's funny?
When
I was trying to tag you in a picture a while ago that came up, and your actual one that you predominantly use did not. And I was like, the hell? I tagged the predominant one all the time. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Because like mine, like I had a personal account on Twitter, and I was like, on the whole, trying to get to the fan event, right? Oh yeah, also just texted me. No, shout out to Austin. Yes, sir. Hey, we're gonna get up one of these days, bro, for real. But yeah, so like I was what happened? Oh, yeah, because I just had a Facebook way back when. I don't even have that anymore, but well, you know, if you know, you know, right? But anyway, when I had my personal Facebook account, somebody was telling me, yo, man, like hop on Twitter. All right, I know, right? Hop on Twitter to check on them fan tickets. Because I was like, I never got my email, and I was bugging. And I was like, it was like the day of, bro. So I was bugging. I was like, yo, they never gave them to me, you know? So I created a Twitter account right then and there. And like my first tweet was about freaking BVS and IMAX, you know, for this fan event. And Warner Brothers back then were a little more courteous. They were spot on. They jumped on it and they gave me the tickets. I was like, bro, this is amazing. And so went to go see BVS early, and the freaking crowd, the people literally got up and clapped. It was like, so the experience I had was completely different from like the whole media driven, bot driven controversy. You know what I mean? Like literally, like the executives were there and other people, right? But as well as like a large crowd of just fans, because it was a fan event, and everybody clapped. Everybody stood up and clapped. We were all talking about how freaking nuts it was. We were like, this is like an independent film with a blockbuster budget. Like people were appreciating it. Yeah, there were some people who were like, man, I kind of expected it to be like Batman, Superman, World's Finest, and I don't know, it was kind of dark. It was a few, but the majority of people were like, bro, get out of here. This is DC, dog. This is what we want. You know? So yeah, man.
Yeah. Yo,
crazy.
Mine too, Leon. I always tell that story. I was at the Chinese theater, man. It was 1,000 people, bruh. Most of y'all ain't seen that movie in a theater with more people than the one that I saw that. 100%. 100%. Like, bruh. Like, I specifically looked up the biggest one in Southern California. I was like, I have to see this on the biggest screen possible. I don't care where I gotta drive. And yeah, it was LA. And I lived in Vegas and I drove from from Vegas to LA that day to go see that movie. 100%. Right.
Right,
So
right.
it was 1,000 people in there pretty much. You know, going crazy. Wonder Woman saving Batman, loudest pop I've ever heard in a movie ever. Standing ovation
Bro,
at the end. Crazy, right?
bro,
Like
that
literally
scene right
crazy.
there, bro. I distinctly remember because I'm like, everybody at this event had to have known Wonder Woman was going to be in the movie, including myself. So when she showed up, and we knew she was going to show up because we saw her walk off the airplane. And then when she showed up, bro, I went nuts. Everybody, we couldn't even hear the next lines. It was like,
Yeah.
let's
It was
go.
insane,
It was
bro. It,
crazy.
it was just, bro. People was tossing popcorn, bro. Like it was crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, got a standing ovation at the end. All that. I was walking out. I even asked one of the ushers. I was like, "Yo, like, what's the response been like after all of the showings?" And he literally said, "Just like this one." Like everybody's losing their minds, bro. And then it was
Mm-hmm.
so weird because I had stayed off the internet for like days before that. And then I went onto Twitter and it was like everybody was bashing the movie. And I was like, what the hell? Like, hold up. Like that can't be what I just watched, right? Like I literally was in a packed theater with 1,000 people. Everybody's losing their minds. And then I go on the internet and everybody's talking about how bad it is and how trash it is. And I was like, that's weird, right? And so that's when I first noticed that there was kind of a disconnect between what can be perceived on Twitter and reality, right? 100%.
Facts. And like the importance of talking about the experience of BVS, the bots, and the media is highly important in regards to our campaign because I remember the feeling that I got reading those tweets. It was really
Oh yeah,
weird, the
it
experience
was. It
of
was
the
weird.
DCEU, right?
It was
Like it
weird.
sticks with you. I felt a sense of embarrassment when I was reading it for some reason. Not about the movie, but about like hold on. What is happening? And then when I saw the collage the collage that people were collecting. I was like, okay. So that was like the first sign that this fandom is smart. People were already like, nah, nah. And I was
Yeah,
like,
something's up. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
something's up.
I was
Something's up.
like, huh. And I was like, okay. So that was dope. And then you had a bunch of people online defending BVS profusely. But then you had the media driven push via articles and just
Yeah.
people rampantly just diminishing this movie. And I'm just like, it's
Oh
very
yeah.
odd how you walk into a movie called Batman versus Superman and you expected it to be anything other than like maybe dark. Because there was a time, like it was very tense before Wonder Woman came in, right? It was very tense. I remember the intensity, like, damn, this shit getting real. And then when she
Yeah.
came in, it was just like, oh my god, the movie
Cause
messed with your
Doomsday,
emotions.
man, Doomsday, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Doomsday.
Yeah.
People can say what they want about Doomsday being in that movie. Doomsday was a threat, bro. Like,
If you're a superhero fan or
he was a
superhero, sorry,
threat.
Superman fan, if you're exactly DC fan and a Superman fan, the thought of Doomsday was looming. The only reason I don't think it kind of hammered home was because he wasn't fully formed like he was in the comics, right? If we would have saw them bones jolting, oh, everybody in that theater would have been on the edge of their seat,
Yeah.
falling over like, oh
Ah,
God, don't tell me y'all about to do it. Oh my
yeah.
God, how's Batman gonna
See.
survive? You know,
Yeah,
how's Superman gonna live? You know,
right.
but yeah, not get too deep in the woods on this because we can go on BBS all day. The point is, Cells JL is such an evolution of all this in many ways, and it's just like we from the media to a small degree, right? They haven't been too harsh on us. To the media, to like people that kind of want to push the media, co-heads of studios, right? To like the lame ass betas, right? The cronies, the hired goons, so to speak, right? It's all still there. It all still remains, and we're still being called bots, even though bots have
Right.
been used against this fandom since day one. I
Right.
repeat, they call us bots, but bots have been used against this fandom since day one. You
Facts.
know,
Right.
it's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on that in 1 second. I wanted to answer Southbound's question. Yeah, even earlier in the video, the only person that I'm sure got tickets is Seal Abdul. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a few of us that are still kind of feverishly trying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the only person that we know for sure is Seal, right? That I know of. But hey, there may be some others. But
You
we
never
still
know,
try.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
you never know, right?
yeah,
You never
who
know who will
knows,
show
right?
up. Interesting, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, touching on that part about the bots being used against us, right? Like I remember a time. See, I remember when hold on real quick. I have to touch on Creed's comment. He says, I saw that the early fan screening too. Our theater was hyped AF, standing ovation at BBS. We stayed minutes after talking about it in the lobby. Then a week or so later, the critic fix hit.
Yo, I just gotta
Yo,
ask the Creed, what city were you in? I just for the census, right? The census, as in like taking a survey, right? I just want to know because, bro, that's dope. I haven't met anybody that went to that fan event because, like, the culmination of it was you got lucky to like be chosen to view a sneak peek trailer from Zack Snyder, and then afterwards you wrote your information on the back of the ticket when you saw that sneak peek trailer, and then that ticket led you to the early screen later on. So it was super dope. You know what I'm saying? Super dope.
right? Yeah. Crazy, right? But no, I remember back when the critics and everything and all these bloggers and stuff, when they were excited for BVS, right? I remember back then. I remember
Oh
after
yeah,
that damn what was it, the Comic Con thing when the logos came out, right? And everybody lost their minds and
I was
everybody
at
was
Hall H
so
in
excited,
Hall
yo.
H that day, bro.
Right?
I was there for that
See?
too, bro.
who
Bro,
who
day
is this
one,
guy,
dog.
right? Right. And so you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I remember how jacked everybody was, right? And how hyped everybody was. And look, man, I will still say to this day, when that damn Captain America Civil War set visit happened, everything changed. Like everything
Facts.
changed at that point, yo. Like everybody came back talking about, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, um, like actually, this movie is gonna be too dark, and this, that, and the third, and Man Steel, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, hold up, yo. Like all y'all was just hyped for this movie and came back bashing this, right? And then, like he just said, there were definitely, I mean, there's all these compilations of clear usage of bots being used against us, against our fandom, right? And so with that being said, it's really funny for us to come full circle, as you would say, for lack of a better term, right? Where now you have this new evolution of the Zack Snyder fandom, right? That has now really taken this new path, and that literally created a campaign that does not only do we not rely on the usage of bots, but we really don't need it at all, right? Like we don't need any inflated numbers for our campaign, right? Like that is not the goal of this thing to just have more tweets than prior movements and all this stuff. Like that's not what this is about at all. So it makes it kind of funny that that this charge is being levied against us, I should say. Right, Leon?
100%. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like what we're asking for is should be semi niche, the actual idea, right? Not the content, not Zack Snyder and not the Snyderverse. That's very mainstream. But the idea of it being sold off to Netflix should be a semi niche idea, and you know, no one's expecting this to like trend at 1.5 million in a day or something like that. This isn't like, because this isn't being backed again by a studio. This isn't being backed by any sort of something that is outside of us that generates usage, right? And also, it's not something that is popular, the idea like that, as far as it being mainstream, that is. As far as the Snyderverse and the idea itself and the fans, there is a popularity to that, but it's not as mainstream as something like a Star Wars hashtag or a Superman hashtag, right? A Superman hashtag, an official one, is going to be backed by Warner Brothers Discovery and DC Studios. They're going to generate views and trending via bots. And then they're going to generate that via the paid interns and, or I guess, I don't know. There are such things as paid interns, but just interns in general, or just people that work for the company to push, you know, the hashtag. And on top of the fact that Superman in and of itself, just the name, the brand doesn't have like any innate controversy or culture to it. Is like the Snyderverse is something that is DC related, but it's also a subsection of it. Superman, I'm just breaking this down, right? So Superman itself is like, boom, everybody and anybody's going to come in and help that thing trend if there's a reason to, right? Like, oh, Superman, blah, blah. So they hit blah, blah, blah views. But something like something so specific, right? Where we're kind of semi canceling out certain parties that can't say something even if they want to, like Zack Snyder. He can't use the hashtag because it's like it could be like contract tampering to a degree. You know, other guys who are big in the game can't really say much, you know. But it's also kind of a beautiful double-edged sword, because the day they do, they'll literally be signaling to us that something great has happened, right? So there's a lot of complications to the hashtag sell usage and movement, but that doesn't make it bad. It actually shows you just how great it is, because with all those complications and technicalities and legalities and blah blah blah, and lack of resources for from a corporation, we're trending like wildfire. So you know,
right? Yo, it's great, right? Having just said it, conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. There you go. That's actually the correct term. Conflict of interest. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think anything horribly bad would happen to the guy. I just think that Netflix would kind of be like, you know, relax, you know, and Warner Brothers, you know, it would be conversations being had that don't need to be had. I wouldn't want to deal with it, you know. I would just hint and let like Vero post, you know.
You're right. I would just say that hey, that would be amazing, right? And I would just like Vero posts,
right? And probably send like indie actors who ain't really got much to lose to say stuff, you know what I mean? Who are very important to the community. Wayne T. Carr, Meepy Mod, you know what I mean? Like, shit. Joe Manganiello put prayer hands on it. Like, I mean, I'm just saying.
Joe Manganiello put prayer hands. All of a sudden, Ben Affleck, Batman, is out there talking about how much he loved being a character again and how he figured it out and hints towards wanting to keep going. You know, come on, y'all.
And here's the thing: for as much energy as people put as saying that stuff is meaningless, you have to put the same amount of energy to say that it has meaning. You have to have both conversations, because these things did not have to occur. The fact that they occurred means that a conversation of its importance should be had.
Right? I mean, look, yo, like, I'm gonna go out there and say it, right? Like, would Full Circle be happening if Sale didn't come up? Like, we don't know, right? But we don't live in a timeline where Sale didn't come up, right? Like, we live in a timeline where it did, right? And it seems to
Good
me that
point.
a lot of movement surrounding DC, you know what I'm saying, has been kind of like reignited, or for lack of a better term, right? Ever since especially this side of the fandom was down in the depths after the announcement of the reboot, right, Leon?
Oh, 100%. It's it's fascinating, man, because like you said, we live in a post cell ZSJL world, a post hashtag cell world. So it's like, all these what ifs and, oh, this is happening. It would have happened regardless. That goes out the window. We don't know that. We ain't in that timeline.
We
Because I
don't
don't
know.
really, you know what I mean? Um, like the significance. When does ZSJL come out?
What's that? March 18th,
Right. When did BVS come out?
20 March 25th.
When did Man of Steel come out?
June, I don't remember. June something, right?
Right. When is Full Circle coming out?
April 28th.
Right. So nothing in March. See, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out the significance of Full Circle happening in
Yeah, June
April.
14th. Yeah, June 14th for Man of Steel.
Do you get
I
my
almost said
point?
13th. I almost said 13th. Yeah. No,
It-
absolutely.
you know what I mean? The point is, like, I if there was a significance outside of, you know, buzz hashtag sell from hashtag sell, I mean, maybe the dates were just available. I don't know, and that's completely, possible that those dates were available and Zach just jumped on whatever. But the point is, we don't live in that world. We live in a world and a timeline of hashtag sell, and after hashtag sell, all of a sudden DC buzz started to spike, not just on somebody's one single tweet, but generally overall the conversation has been strong, you know so
Hey,
right,
hey.
sickness. For real.
Right,
Sky is Google now, right?
right,
And then start spinning
nah.
off dates
Hey,
real quick.
yeah, hey. I just know Zach's movies. You know what I'm saying? And I really mess with the dude as a director, yo, for sure. That's why
Amen.
I want to see more, right? Like, this is why this whole campaign is what it is. We just trying to get these movies closed out, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, 100%, right? It was funny because before I saw Bat Dan start eviscerating Civil War in the chat, I saw Southbound saying that Superman died too early because he wasn't endearing yet to the people. And it's like, I would argue that if you have like a 5 film arc, right, and Zach kind of flipped that, and his death endeared him to the people, right? And if you were
uh,
gonna have this 5 film arc, um, like, that was actually brilliant in my estimation, yo. It caught everybody off guard. A lot of people weren't even thinking about Superman dying, even though Doomsday was in the movie, right?
it wasn't endearing.
And
I literally sat next to a bunch of kids who cried. Literally all of them cried. I've told this
hey,
story numerous times because I went to go see BVS with various numbers of people, right? And different days. And one of those
man.
days I went with the homie who got a bunch of kids, a bunch of baby mamas. We scooped them all up, took them to the theater. All them kids cried when Superman died. So I don't want to hear that. Number one. Number two, when I watched one of my favorite films, The Departed, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt
Oh
Damon,
man.
what happened? Spoiler alert, at the end of The Departed, when Costigan, I think damn it, what was his
Yeah.
name? Walked off the elevator. Leonardo DiCaprio's character was trying to walk off the elevator. What happened, Sky? Do you remember?
Oh, I remember absolutely what happened.
He got
He met his demise.
he met his demise. We'll leave it at that. And guess what? That was a what 2 hour movie maybe? And guess what I did when I saw that in the theater? I yelled, "What the fuck?" Literally. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. It literally made me have a reaction. I knew after I saw this movie, I'm buying every version of this thing. Right? I love that movie. For some reason, I have a connection with it. I don't know, bro. I don't know why I love that character. When he got popped, I was like, "No!" Are you? And everybody in the theater was kind of laughing and yelling at the same time at the movie. So I don't want to hear
Right.
this elementary school, and this isn't anything personal towards whoever said that. This is just the thought process. It's very elementary. It's very mundane. It's very um, it's not cinematic. It's not a cinematic thought process. It's I want comic books. It's a comic book serial cartoonish way of thinking. Because before the MCU was a thing, we didn't have this mindset. I feel like the MCU, in my opinion, gave people a lot of media illiteracy. The media literacy has gone out the window. We're now looking at films like, where's the solo movies to combine these characters? When Ocean's 11 came out, we didn't have solos for 11 motherfuckers. We just had Ocean's 11.
Hey,
And we all were cool with it.
I've been using that argument. Yo, how many characters in Lord of the Rings, bro? Like,
Facts.
yo, there's like
Did you see the Frodo solo? Sky, you didn't see that?
there's
Huh?
like an ungodly amount of characters in Lord of the Rings, bro. Like
That's
even
not a
just the
good
first
analogy,
one.
Sky. There was a Frodo solo, dog, and there was a
There
Sauron
was
solo.
a Sam, right?
There was a Gandalf solo. You just missed it, bro.
Aragorn, Legolas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Legolas.
yeah. That's always a
100%.
weak ass point to me. Oh, he died. Like, it's
Hey,
cinema. It's called
hold up,
films. Watch the
hold up.
movie.
I just want to bring this up for comical purposes. Whoever this is the WBD execs regret releasing the Snyder Cut. That was a former company that released the Snyder Cut, and even that company, there was like a regime before them that really greenlit it. So,
Oh yeah, right. It was WB and then W Warner
and then
Brothers
Warner
Media.
Media,
Yeah.
right? And then Warner Media.
WBM or
Oh
Warner
yeah.
Media. Right. You're talking about something else completely, bro. Zaslav and them had nothing to do with any regrets. Like, get out of here.
Oh
Zaslav regrets
my
not looking at those books properly, is what he regrets. He
god.
regrets that he didn't see this company was so deep in the red that he can't release a blockbuster.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this just goes to show, right, that we've kind of been dealing with these things and these kind of like allegations, right, this whole time of like us being bots and just this constant belittling of the Zack Snyder fandom, and that's why I kind of thought it was important to shift this conversation, right, and it is specifically for this reason, right? Like, yo, we need to engage with people, you know what I'm saying, that are you know, ready to have this conversation with an eager fan base, right? And not an entity that is like trying so hard to belittle and downplay their own fans, right?
Right.
Like DC is a subsidiary of like WBE, right? You know what I'm saying? And so um for us to be getting called like bots and toxic and all these things by the very company that you're trying to give your hard-earned dollars to, after a while, it kind of builds, and not only just that, right, but also as it was stated earlier, they've also kind of blamed us for their failures at the box office, right, Leon? Every time one of these DC movies fail, they
Absolutely.
turn around and they point the finger at the Zack Snyder fan base, right? And so, with that being said, why not just carry this conversation over to a company that that can legally facilitate what we're asking, right? And would also be probably in a much more positive disposition while doing so. Yeah.
Wait, say that last
Absolutely.
part again. Sorry, my I was getting bad
I
service.
no, it's all good. I was I'm about to send out a link real quick. You know what I'm saying? What I had said is that it just makes more sense with all these things being said about our fan base, right? That we're toxic, we're bots, we're a vocal minority, all these things, right? It would make sense for us to carry this conversation over to an entity that might have a overall more pleasant disposition while trying to facilitate what its subscriber base is asking for, right?
Hold on, I might need to. I'm gonna come back because like I for some reason cannot hear you. I'm gonna
I
jump back out.
I got you. It's all
All right,
good. I'm just about to
for
send
sure.
out this link real quick because I forgot to drop it in here. And then we about to get to it. So yeah, that's pretty much why this whole thing came about, right? Is because with these things going on, it is imperative for us to have DC films and especially DC Studios after they have announced that they no longer wish to continue with like Zack's story. It is imperative that we, just kind of separate ourselves from them as a fandom and allow them to be judged on their own merits, right? Like, if you know all of the Zack Snyder fan base starts engaging with Netflix, right? And then you have a movie that is released under DC Studios, and it doesn't do as well. Then hey, I don't feel that the Zack Snyder fan base should be blamed for any of their apparent failures or you know um, wrong decisions that they've made, right? So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. And I just think that going forward, we're probably not gonna see this behavior stop, right? They're probably gonna keep calling us bots and stuff as we continue to move forward. But just know that as we do move forward, we will vehemently be separating ourselves from any types of usage of bots or anything like that, right? But I do have a special guest, real quick, stopping through. We got Snyder Queen, Sammy in the building. What's going on, Sammy? How are you feeling today? Oh, it's probably nighttime
Hi.
over in the UK, right?
Oh yeah, it's like 11:45. I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Oh my goodness, I am feeling great. I'm feeling great. Thank you for stopping through. It's great to get you on the platform and
No
to
worries.
really have you kind of weigh in on all this because it's been a lot of talk lately. So I will I will give you the floor so that you can kind of touch on these things. How are you feeling about the fact that they're starting to call us bots now and just continuously trying to downplay what we got going on?
Because they're scared, quite honestly. Like they are scared. Um, I'm seeing like I saw a couple of articles that have been written on um, the Dave Pina sort of 60-second clip that he created uh, where he pushes this gun narrative. So I'm seeing some articles like that being written. So like there is some people that are trying to take this as like from a this is goodbye sort of farewell tour for Snyder, but I don't believe that in the slightest. I don't like nothing about this whole event is pointing to Snyder's saying goodbye. Like, it just isn't, and that's why like I'm on the timeline tweeting about like it's not goodbye. It's a rebirth, really. Um, like Snyder even like there was always this confusion about what it is that we're campaigning for, what is the Snyderverse. Like everyone's like, oh, it's Aquaman, the Snyderverse, and stuff like that. Zack's come out and told you what the Snyderverse is. He's defined it, so now we know what we're fighting for. Like we know what, like we know exactly what we're fighting for. We know how what it's gonna continue on Netflix. So I'm hyped. I gotta say, I'm hyped.
Yo, I'm hyped as well, Sammy. We got so much stuff that we've been cooking up for everybody. That I'm super excited for them to be able to see and engage with and all that, right? But it's just, man, I just really hope that we can get to a point where the Zack Snyder fan base can stop being blamed, because it's like on one hand,
Yeah.
Sammy, they want to call us a vocal minority, right, and say that we're using bots to get our engagement, right, but then on the other hand, they're blaming us for Shazam 2 doing so bad. So like, which one is it? Like, is it that we're a vocal minority, or are we really like this big, powerful army that's able to affect the box office and millions of dollars worth of marketing set forth by these people with like all types of media departments and marketing departments, right? How is it that uh, just us, we've been able to kind of thwart them, if that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. We can't be both. We can't be a vocal minority and an army with enough power to affect a box office result, Like, but I mean, I'll tell you what we actually are. And they got one of them, like, they got one of them right. We are an army. Like, and they better believe that. Like, this whole of like, we're big enough to affect the box office. Like, that's true. I mean, that is true. Like, we're not the vocal minority that James Gunn described us as. There was a point where there was some sort of like fractious behavior, and um, there was a point where we weren't unified as a community. But I think that time is really coming to a close as everyone's sort of like focusing on the main specific goal now of like saving the Snyderverse.
Yeah. I mean, if you ask me, Sammy, I think that it was the announcement of the reboot and that Henry Cavill was no
Oh
longer
yeah,
coming back. I
that's
mean, I
exactly
think
what
that,
it is. That is
yeah.
exactly what it is. Because I guarantee you right now, like if if there had been an announcement, like an official announcement of Man of Steel 2, of like, yep, Henry's back, we're gonna make Man of Steel 2, I
Oh
would have
my
gone to
God.
see Shazam 2. Like
Right?
everyone would have still supported the movie because like we were gonna get what we wanted. Like that's just the way it goes. But when the reboot was announced and when Henry Cavill was let go, that's like you pretty much destroyed all of the um like all of the hype for the DC films. I mean, Flash is only hanging on by a thread of like the Snyderverse cast. You know, they've done
Right.
everything they
And
can to diminish the hype of Flash.
yeah, and on top of that, right, the Flash, the that was really saved as well by the power of and the impact of that trailer. That was an amazing trailer, right? And so with
Yeah,
these other projects, the trailers just have not been up to that level, right? And so I think that shows that, hey, If what you guys were offering was dope outside of what we want, I think people would be rocking with it. But the problem is that what you guys have been offering outside of what we want is not better than what we want, right?
That's the
And
thing.
so, yeah, and so that is the problem. And so there's been this consistent trying to like muzzle the fan base and to make us not demand better and to not want better, right? It's been quite laughable, and this is why we are in the position that we are now. And this was the message that I was trying, I mean, that I was going to get through tonight, right? Or today rather. Let
But
me let me
they want our blind loyalty, and the problem is they they had that with Cavill. Like I know the box office for Black Adam wasn't as good, and they used that to like get rid of Cavill essentially. Um, one sec. But it's like if we were gonna have Man of Steel, that you were gonna get that loyalty from us, but
right,
because they got rid of that, now we have to take on a case by case basis on these movies to determine whether they're gonna be worth our time and worth our support. Um, and that's just because of the sort of like hostile nature that Warner Brothers have operated under for years now.
right.
Shazam 2, trailer looked bad. I'm not going to see the film. Flash, trailer looks good. I'm going to see that film. Blue Beetle, I'm sorry, trailer looks bad. I'm not going to see that film.
Yeah, yo, and I'm gonna get to that too in 1 second because we're gonna do another one of these next week probably, and we can revisit this topic and see if the same thing holds true, right?
Yeah,
Here you go, right here, right? You have a chart that Sammy put together, right? On this chart. Oh, and just for sake of the conversation and the chat, Leon's back, just so y'all know, right? But yes.
hello. Hi,
uh
Leon.
Was
Sammy,
good.
do you want to explain to them what they're looking at when they see this chat? I mean, this chart
Yeah,
rather.
absolutely. Yeah. So this is a um sort of like combined list of all of the main hashtags, I would rather say, over the last week. And I wanted to just include hashtags that was like related to DC or the Snyderverse community as a whole. Um, I didn't include negative hashtags like fire James Gunn and boycott WBD because well, I'm gonna be honest with you, the numbers are so low, it's not really worth including them. Um, when even Shazam 2 is outgrossing those hashtags, it's really not worth looking at, to be quite honest. So, what we can see here is the Sell Snyderverse to Netflix hashtag is currently leading in the conversation um, with the majority of tweets for the week, and with Sell ZSGL to Netflix and Restore the Snyderverse behind it, they this has generally been the scenario for like the past what 4 months now since the Cell movement began. It's constantly been out trending every other hashtag that's related to the Snyderverse community. Full Circle is a new hashtag that's come about in relation to the SnyderCon in April. That gets some good traction, but the thing with the Full Circle hashtag is it's not really. I already see it as sort of like advertising anything really, whereas like the rest of the hashtags kind of are sort of like pushing a conversation and a narrative. Like that one doesn't really seem to be. It just seems to be associated with SnyderCon, and that's fair enough. Um, below that, you've got the Flash hashtag, which is like we've been out trending the Flash film since what was it, 214, the Super Bowl trailer came out, which was an awesome trailer, and I want to go see that film. But like the point is, no matter how many people are in support of the Flash movie, there's more people in support of Cell Snyderverse to Netflix. So it's always going to be more of a demanding part of the conversation. And if you notice, like there's a spike in the Flash graph, and that's in direct relation to Ben Affleck talking about the Flash film and talking about his Batman and talking about Wonder Woman, both of which are Snyderverse characters. So even when the Flash or Shazam gets some good traction, it's in direct relation to Snyderverse.
Right. So pretty much what you're saying, Sammy, is like out of the entire talk of DC, sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix is the top conversation when it comes to DC, period.
Yeah, along with Restoration, yeah. Everyone wants the Snyderverse back. That's the main conversation. That's what's happening.
See, and this is why when you have outlets that call us a vocal minority and things of that sort, it really kind of rings as being hollow. You know what I'm saying? Because we are DC fans. Like this is the DC fandom that is supporting this thing. And to act as if it's anything otherwise is being disingenuous at best. Right?
But there's something, you see, I think there's something that really telling about the data as well. And it's like, it's something that's really sort of unique about the way that the movement has sort of taken on a new form. And that's like with the conversation of Restore the Snyderverse, that was literally like we were asking them to bring back our slate and to like do away with whatever plans the Hamadaverse, in quotations or whatever you want to call it, was bringing. But now instead of that, you can support the DCU if you want. You can support the Elseworld movies if you want. Like we also ask that you support Cell Snyderverse to Netflix because we are also going to take it on an offshoot into an Elseworld sort of storyline. So there is no us and them in terms of people fighting for the main universe of DC, and that's what I think is like really, like it's a really unique and important factor in this movement.
Absolutely right. And we are going to use every pocket of the DC fandom that wants to rock out with this thing, right? We are never going to tell people like, hey, if you want to see the Flash, you're not part of this movement or whatever, as long as you follow the rules of engagement and you use those hashtags properly.
Exactly.
Right. That's all that we ask, right? That is the price of it. That is the price of admission. That is it. Just use the hashtags properly, right? And follow the rules of engagement. That's it. So exactly. I don't care what y'all want to see. I don't care what you guys are fans of. I don't care if you liked the Batman, right? But you still to think like, hey, well, at least, because since Robert Pattinson isn't going to be interacting with Superman, maybe I still want to see a Batman interacting with Superman, right? That could be dope. right? That's cool. I'm not gonna tell you don't. If you want to go see the Flash, if you don't want to go see the Flash, if you want to go see Blue Beetle, if you don't want to go see Blue Beetle, I don't care. All I care about is, are you using the hashtags properly and are you following the rules of engagement? Um, this is we are like this is the entire DC fandom. This is the entirety of the DC fandom from every pocket because we're not gatekeeping in that manner. If you start using the hashtags improperly, right, then we will start to have a conversation, right? But you could be a fan of whatever right pocket universe you want to be. I don't care, right? Matter of fact, hold on, we got Decide in the building. Wait a minute, where are my manners, right? We got Decide in the building, so y'all know what that means.
Steppenwolf, have you begun the conquest?
Yeah. Y'all smash that like button. Decide said so. Not even just me. Decide said so. But did you have something that you were gonna add, Leon?
No, I'm actually trying to catch up to what you guys were saying because I just came in. But basically, you guys were, if correct me if I'm wrong, to sum it up, you guys were talking about the importance of what each trending number meant, right? And that we are representative of DC fans overall, and that shouldn't be dismissed, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, I 100% agree. This idea that we're any less, or any more of a DC fan, less or more than any other DC fan is ridiculous. We're just DC fans like everybody else. And we just, we just passionately like something in DC, maybe more than other things in DC. Who knows? The thing that I just wanted to kind of add was like, I'm cool with criticism, people coming in and saying whatever they want to say. What I do not understand is the passionate campaigns that have come and gone against hashtag so. That's the thing that I find fascinating. It's like, the move on, and people are literally backing that, right? And trying to come against that. It's very interesting to me. And I'm not talking about necessarily the opposition. I'm talking about literal DC fans who have kind of conjoined together and, seemingly added ops to their operation to try to silence, deter, or thwart what we're doing. It's really weird. It's one thing to have somebody come in a chat and say, you guys are delusional. But what I find hilarious is when, like, let's say a particular one guy goes on Twitter and every other day repeats the same paragraph and rhetoric over and over and does videos over and over that gets no views and no traction over and over and is dipping his head in comments over and over with his 50-50 stance on life and says rhetoric. That's just one example, right? Because at the end of the day, I've said this repeatedly, I don't ride any wave of negativity for any length of time. Like, if I don't like something, I say my piece, you know what I'm saying? And I'm done with it. Or sometimes I don't say anything because I don't touch on stuff that I don't like too often, right? Or if there's something interesting to say about why something in particular I don't like. Like if somebody's having a conversation about something, let's say on Twitter or let's say real life, we're talking about a movie. I didn't like this because this, and that's an interesting angle that I can add to this. But I will not every day or every other day have a conversation about something I dislike and call people delusional. It just makes it seem like, because to me, if I'm not getting paid for something and I'm doing something for like free or whatever, I'm gonna make sure it's something I like. That drives me, right? If I don't like something, because that's how hobbies are, right? When you do a hobby or a
Yeah.
thing or a fan event, like a lot of fan stuff is free. Like people just do it and they do it out of love, and that's what drives them. You know, people cry and scream over this stuff, like and joy. But like I, this whole negative for free attitude, where like you ain't getting paid, but you're all over Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and whatever, right? Um, calling people delusional. And I'm just using one example because he's rather unimportant, but he just illustrates like a great example of like a lot of the other people who do the same thing. And it's like, okay, I keep seeing these accounts. We get it. You don't like it. Why haven't you moved on from the conversation? You know, that's the thing that fascinates me.
Is it grifters? Well,
Is it because we getting too big, Leon? Is that it?
Possibly.
Maybe it's just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, maybe it's less nefarious, right? Let's just say it's we the talk of the town right now, man. And so talking about us is what's gonna get you clicks, right? Because look, think about
Right.
this. Talking about the Zack Snyder fan base has always been big business, right? Just think about all the ad revenue created, right, from the past 5 years
yeah.
off Zack Snyder's name. Just think about that, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if some of this, right, is man, you just ain't got nothing else to talk about, right? So you want because look, antagonizing Zack Snyder's fans in the past has been pretty much the way that they would go about it, right? They drop something, some crazy headline, get all the Zack Snyder fans to come point at it and say, hey, look, did y'all see how crazy this is? And everybody starts sharing it, right? And then before you know it, a negative grift and made it all the way around the world in like 2 hours, right? And then it's already, it's like it's already getting shared multiple times and multiple times. I think it's both of these things going on at the same time. I think you have some that are definitely more insidious, and you have others that are just trying to take part in this grift. And we are the next. We are the. I mean, look, we have been saying that this is the next evolution of the Zack Snyder fan base. So maybe a bit of this in kind is us just having to get used to the fact that they about to start trying to grift off us. This is crazy.
They already are with me. I mean, like, I'm very thankful for all of the.
That's why I brought that up because I was trying to give Sammy the alley-oop. I was like, yeah.
Well, I'll say, like, I'm very thankful for all of the followers that I've gained over these last few months. But with being a larger account comes certain eyes that maybe might be undesirable. And I've noticed that has resulted in people who are taking my spaces and my clips, my tweets and stuff out of context and lying about me, lying about the movement, literally just making up barefaced lies with zero evidence of facts to back them up. And anyone who knows me and anyone who's been following this movement knows that you can go through my Twitter profile. You can search stats under my name and you'll see all of the analytics for the Cell movement proving everything that we're about is 100% open and honest with the community, because we are the community. Like, we are helping push the community forward. And anyone who says anything other than that, they better have the stats to back that up, because it doesn't match up to my stats.
Oh man, yo, you look, and don't get it twisted, right? Sammy is all about making sure the numbers is correct and on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? I have learned that wholeheartedly, and
Absolutely.
it's great, right? It's great because we have to give the people accurate numbers, we have to,
When the
right?
numbers are up, I'll tell you guys. When the numbers are down, I'll tell you guys too. Like throughout this entire movement, I've kept everyone up to date with just exactly how well we're doing.
Right. Oh man, y'all got some theories in the chat, right? Look, I guess this is going down now. Hashtag undesirable eyes. Right. Undesirable eyes. Right. Real quick, Sammy, while we got you here, um, and y'all can start putting y'all like last kind of questions and comments down in the chat because we're gonna start closing out in a bit. But Sammy, while you're here, I want to ask you about your discovery, of like the full circle poster and everything and how that came about, and just how it felt to have Zach kind of confirm that you were right about some things in the poster being Easter eggs and stuff. Like, how did all that come around? And it's super dope just having that come from the Trinity, right? Like, that's super dope. So, go ahead and tell the people about that real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, like we all know how Zach likes to be cryptic and he likes to hide things in his images. He's been on Vero in the past saying like everything has a double meaning to what he posts. And he likes to hype people up and to give tiny rays of hope without actually ever saying anything. He's always like literally loves doing that. And like if you think back to like the Thanksgiving turkey where he had the Final Crisis book, and he had a couple of books on top of that as well, and like there was two brown books on top of that Final Crisis book, and like anyone that knows Zach knows what those books are, and those are like so like we knew there was another story being written. We knew that Zach was working on something else. And what it actually was like after the Dark Side video came out, and Mikey was talking about how it said like don't stop on the video, and like I clued in on that, and I made that video with the text overlaying, and it was saying like so that everyone could clearly hear when I thought it said don't stop, and like I still think it does say that quite clearly as well. Once you hear it, it's pretty in your face, which is like as like what Zach was saying, like the Easter eggs are subtle but not subtle. So I was thinking about that, and then I was looking at the poster, which that poster is amazing. But like I noticed that there's the two logos at the top are missing as well from like Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern. They're missing as well. So I just was noticing different stuff that was like things that were jumping out to me. And people were talking about the statue was restored as well, and I thought that was really interesting. So like instead of it being a new statue build, or instead of us seeing the memorial from Zack Snyder's Justice League, they've actually restored the statue, which that interview I should have said restored, because like even on that interview,
Rebuilt.
You know that was my nitpick.
Recommissioned.
I was very semantical on that.
Literally, like the word is there,
re-engineered,
man. Come on,
reconstituted, reimagined, reanimated. Like Lord have mercy. Reanimated, you know.
You say reanimated? Come on, man. You say reanimated.
But it's a still statue, but it's reanimated. Like what?
It's been Brought back to its original glory. What?
Exactly. So when he said it's been restored, and Zach was like, "Yeah, like, come on, dude, restored." Like, I thought that was like really interesting as well. That was awesome. So I was looking at like that statue, and then like I noticed that the hand is different, and I didn't really think much of it at first, but then like I remember, like, if you think about the words that Zach uses in his video posts, like
Always both.
changed by the experience, and I was like, ah, hang on a minute. So that's when I started looking more closely at it, and then that's when I put my tinfoil hat on. I was like, that the hand is like changed position. It's now facing us. The 5 fingers are out. The other hand hasn't changed at all. It's still the 3 fingers clasped and the 2 fingers held out. And I was like, right, that's, and I was just, I was convinced from then that I was like, that's Zach sort of hinting like he still wants to make his 5 films. So like, that's the path that we're on now.
Facts, right? For sure. That was such a dope moment. Because just seeing how everybody kind of took to it, and like how big it got after you put it out there, it was super dope.
Oh,
That
it
it really
blew up.
made like, yeah, it really made all of the negative stuff like just kind of small and insignificant, judging how like big that it actually got.
It felt like it felt good to be back on the sort of like treasure hunt again. Like, if I don't know if anyone remembers, like even like Clay, like Clay Staub, with his restore the Snyderverse hidden text in the images and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So like it just reminded me of that again. And then like when Zach was on the Film Junkies interview, and he just looked so happy to be talking about the statue and was like, yeah, there's hidden messages in there, there's references and stuff. And like I'll take another conspiracy moment right here, and I'll say like when he said that there was hidden messages in the poster, when he said that, he put his hand up twice. So I'm just gonna say
Right?
let's just put that out there. So like, but yeah, like that blew up. Many people were calling me delusional, or like saying that I was QAnon or something. Whatever. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. I'm not American, so like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. So like, people calling me that, I'm just like, all right, cool. And then yeah, he goes on an interview and says like, oh yeah, no, there is hidden stuff in there. So like, yeah, I was right. So
For
but
sure.
here's hoping I'm right about the 5 movies. So like, hey, if so, then let's go. We won.
Say, let's go. Right? Nah, that would be nah.
Well,
That's
shit,
Right
it's
across.
interesting. I just want to say this real quick before I forget. There was an account that's real close to Zach that was on one of those streams, the original stream for Full Circle. He just kind of popped in briefly and didn't really, add much to the stream. He just, popped in and wanted to make an appearance or whatever. And he said on Twitter, he said, "This has nothing to do with the sequels, ha ha ha." And then later said, "It's not a trilogy." So it's like I was very confused. But if that individual has some sort of info, I mean, it would kind of lead to the credence that yeah, it's a 5 film situation, or at the very least, it's more than 3. So yeah, just wanted to add that.
Well, I'm still holding out
right.
for a second trilogy. Mine Are Tomorrow, Sex
Yeah,
Race, Justice League Part 2 and Part 3.
Right.
word. Throw in some bat flick in there. We
Batfleck.
Gucci.
I was about to say, yeah, we
Yeah,
need that
man.
Batfleck. Yo,
Just clean up that script, because this whole Deathstroke making Batman scared after he done faced down Parademons, Darkseid, Doomsday, Superman. Yeah, nah, my dog Batfleck ain't scared of damn Deathstroke. I don't give a damn what anybody says, but that's just me being a Batman fan, and obviously being a fan and watched Zack Snyder's Batman. So anyway.
Right. Leon, am I mistaken, or did you kind of have a little thing that you figured out too, right? When it comes to the full circle and all the promo stuff, or there was something that you brought to my attention. I know that for sure. No.
I think the only thing that I kind of brought was the actual logo, the circle that Wayne T. Carr presented originally. I was like, that's interesting. Full circle. There's a big ass circle here of Justice League logos in a circle. And I was just like curious that if they're going to show something special, that maybe it'd be, the fabled emerald cut. Justice is green, if you will. Who knows, right? That was the only thing I kind of was hinting at, right? Full circle. Wayne T. Carr presents a circle logo,
Right.
Dude, Green Lantern has a circle in it. I mean, there's all these different things, right? So, yeah, it's I think that was the one thing I pointed. I can't think of anything else of note.
I got one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else on Twitter pointed this out. I can't remember the art right now, but I did tag them in the post. You overlay the Darkseid's incoming transmission where the 3 arrows are, and it hits up on the 3 main points of the hero's journey overlay over the Aquitus image that Zack released during release the Snyder Cut.
I remember y'all sharing that.
Mm-hmm. It points to beginning, rebirth, and end.
Mm-hmm.
And those arrows don't seem to move on the video. They only seem to rotate around because of the camera movement, like going over the top of it. So I tweeted that out as well. I mean, but the reason I didn't mention the Batfleck film or the air cut is because they're not Zack's films. Like, Zack wasn't going to direct the Batfleck film, if I'm right.
I feel that.
Right. You're sticking to Zack Snyder. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when I talk about the 2 trilogies, that's the only reason why I didn't include those 2 movies. But I still want those 2.
No, I feel it, right? I feel it wholeheartedly. Yo, hold on, because y'all been killing it with the likes, and I've been slacking. So let me hit y'all off with some stuff.
Yes. Mighty Steppenwolf, who might have sat here by the side of the Great One, but undone by his self-pride.
Right, yeah. Y'all been killing it with the likes. Y'all been killing it. We almost at 50. You know what I'm saying? We have 47. Let's make sure you smash that like button.
Oh, get those likes up.
Get us over the top, and then I'll make sure that we get to that last drop. All right, so
get us over 50-50.
50.
Oh my God. Hey, look. We got Steppenwolf in the house right now. Y'all already know what's going on. Steppenwolf.
Yo.
Have you begun the conquest?
Shout out to everyone in the chat.
Right, for
Hope
sure.
Everyone's having a good night. A good day. So daytime for you guys over in America.
Right. I'm actually about to go get a good workout in and go get in the jacuzzi in a little bit. Yeah, right. I'm about to relax before night shift later
night
tonight.
Shift tonight. That's sick.
Yeah.
I love that show. I'll be tuning in. That'll be like 4 a.m. for me, but I'll be on Diablo or something.
Right. Bad Dan says, like Star Wars, the Snyderverse would be two and only two main story arc trilogies plus spinoff.
Exactly. Well, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. You've got like Star Trek. Had how many movies could make up trilogies in that
Bad
one?
Dan is being
Jurassic
funny.
Park. Like,
Bad Dan's being funny because Star Wars has three trilogies. Like,
Right.
yeah.
They got the prequels, the originals, and the sequels. So
and
he's being funny. Yeah, I thought I was like, oh, he's trying to be facetious.
I ain't
Two
talking
and
about
one.
like the two. Like, I was just literally talking about like the fact that there's three trilogies for Star Wars, two for Lord of the Rings, two for
Yeah,
Jurassic
yeah, yeah.
Park. Like,
There's like a bunch of stuff with these franchises for
yeah,
sure.
Dan's
oh
just being
yeah,
she's being
right.
wacky.
Bad Dan is being wacky. That's what Bad Dan does, right? Bad Dan is a wacky guy. We're all wacky people, right? You know, when it really comes down to it, we're all a little wacky. I want to get you guys find. Oh snap! We got Star in the chat. We got Retro Nerd Girls. What's going
Retro.
on,
Retro,
Retro?
hi.
What's good? Always
Right?
good to see
Give
Retro.
absolutely, absolutely.
You're having a great day.
For sure. We up to 49 likes, so let me hit y'all off with the one before the last one. You know what I'm saying?
You betrayed him. Your own family.
All right. But yeah, much love to Retro Nerd Girl. And I hope you are having a fabulous day. And you know, we'll be getting you back on the panel soon, hopefully. Right. Absolutely. So I want to get you guys' final takes before we get on out of here. Peeps, I'm gonna start with you, Leon. How are you feeling as we kind of close this thing out, pertaining to the sale movement and like our place amongst the DC fan base?
I think that we're solidified at this point because you're either talking with us or against us, and that means you're talking. So that's good. you know, at the end of the day, we are the conversation. Like, think about it, right? We had some jackass come into the spaces and, ooh, DC Studio slay. And it's like, so hold on a second. You mean a grassroots organic movement with no bots and flesh and blood individuals can be put in the same conversation as a DCU slate? Then damn, we're doing a great job, aren't we? We're not backed by a studio. Of course they should be in a conversation. Of course they should be doing numbers if they are. They have Warner Brothers Discovery and DC Studios backing them. So why would that be some sort of brag? That's called par for the course. They're doing what they are supposed to damn do. We are doing something that clearly some idiots don't want. And
that we're not supposed
clearly,
to be doing, right, Leon?
right, that they think we're not supposed to do. But we're doing it, and we're doing it in droves. The numbers are amazing, and people are rocking with it, including actors that literally have worked alongside Zack Snyder and behind him and in front of him. Like, they've been all around Zack. They've shook his hand, they've high-fived him, probably gone to dinner with the guy. And so you're not only are you coming against us, and I'm speaking towards the film junkies of the world. I'm speaking towards the other channels that I'm not really going to name. I just specifically named that one because this whole trying to say something dumb or bad or blah blah blah. Well, you're also talking shit about Wayne T. Carr. You're also talking shit about Joe Manganiello. You're also talking shit about Meepy Mod. You know, and that's before we even get to Zack Snyder, and Forbes. You know, that's before we get to these key individuals who I just named, right? And these key entities, right? You're dissing not just Skywalker the Jedi, who came up with this tremendous idea. You're not just dissing myself, who's helping to refine it and make this shit dope and came up with the second hashtag. You're not just dissing Sammy, who's an analytics genius and someone who has helped to keep the fire lit like a motherfucker. You're not just dissing us. because you see us and you see people, and you're like, oh, you're dissing Zach, Forbes, Wayne T. Carr, Joe Manganiello, Meepy Mod, etc., etc., etc. Because those people have either said in verbiage that they rock with it, or they've used the hashtags, or they've used some sort of sign to show I rock with this idea. So at the end of the day, it's okay. Maybe you're just not as big of a Zack Snyder fan as you think you are. And I'm just speaking to those that claim to be Zack Snyder fans. You just not. You're not. You're not. Let's just be real. You're not. I will gatekeep in that way. You can clip it and say I'm stupid and at me on Twitter and all the whining and the crying. Oh, I don't care. You're not as big a Zack Snyder fan as you think you are. Literally, Zack Snyder and his camp have backed up this movement. So I could give a shit what you guys think. Now, that being said, once again, this movement is strong thanks to those listening and viewing us right now, those in the chat, those looking at various forms of social media. If not for you all, this movement would be zero. It would be nothing. You all made it something. The idea is just an idea. The messaging is just messaging. The analytics are just analytics. All of that stuff matters because you guys are behind it. You're the heroes of this fandom, whether y'all realize or not. You didn't stand in our way. You stood next to us and behind us, and you held us up. That's what you did. You weren't opposition. You became leaders of yourselves and said, I will follow these leaders. It takes leadership to follow a leader. Like real talk. It takes intelligence to know who to follow, when to follow, and when to follow. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for rocking with us. Hashtag SellZSJL on Netflix. Hashtag Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. And thank you all for making the AFSP campaign a success. You know, shout out to AFSP. This is for Autumn, and this is for anybody that has ever suffered from mental health issues and those that have loved ones that have suffered from mental health issues and they've lost loved ones due to mental health issues. You know, if you didn't get a chance to donate and buy the shirt, that's okay. My favorite donation is always pick up the phone or communicate in one way, shape, or form to somebody you know and love and make sure they're good. All right. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. Continue to rock with us because, hey, I think we're almost at the finish line. I don't know. This thing might come full circle, man. I don't know. Who knows, man? You know, speaking of that, real quick, shout out to Sil Nation getting representation at the Full Circles event. Sil Abdul coming through. And you never know who pops up next, man. Who knows, man? Oh, this fandom is so surprising, you know? Who knows? But anyway.
Yeah.
Bid you adieu.
Surprising, stranger things have happened.
Right?
Than, like people popping up at Full Circle. Stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah. You never know. Who knows, right? But I've said as much. I've said too much. I'm done talking. I rant. Oh, what do I know? Anyway, I bid you guys adieu.
Really good points.
For sure. I appreciate it, Sammy. I'll let y'all get the mic.
Yo, for sure. Thanks for stopping through, Leon, and
100.
Always adding in so much into these streams. So I appreciate you, bro, and thanks for stopping through. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I want to Creed. We became our own Justice League, right? Cell and AFSP. For sure. Chat was really rocking out with you, Leon, right?
I appreciate you all rocking out with us continuously, yo, for real.
I'm not gonna follow that.
Is there, bruh, if Black Superman show up in a black suit, epic, yo, that would be crazy, right? Yo, could y'all imagine if Black Superman showed up to Full Circle to see ZSJL in IMAX? That would be crazy.
That would be nuts, right?
Damn.
Jeez, man.
Damn.
Imagine.
Something else.
Imagine that.
right? That guy said, "Sky, you got to get down to WrestleMania. I'm about to get down there, and I'm about to go grab up Mr. J. He said he going down there. I'm like, bro, you better take a sign, bro.
Oh, I heard a question earlier, man. About Roman Reigns and Cody, and the right answer is Cody. I'm just letting everybody know right now.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
so you still rocking with Cody, huh? After he left
Hey,
AEW?
let me tell you something, man. I got over it. He's a founding father of all elite wrestling. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy, man. You know, it's time to dethrone the supposed chief, as it were. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
uh, the guy who took the guy who
Cody's
took
man.
almost a decade to finally get his character right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's why he went over there so they can put the belt on him. You know what I'm saying?
oh, for
100%.
sure. You already
Anyway,
know.
yeah, oh yeah, right, obviously. But yeah, look, thanks, Leon. We got Sammy. I know you said that you weren't going to follow that, but you are. You know what I'm saying? What are your final thoughts on the hashtag sale movement and just like where it stands amongst the DC fandom?
Well, I mean, like, first of all, yeah, that was a great speech by Leon. Not sure how I can top that. You brought up some incredible
Just come
points.
from the heart.
I'm gonna try. You brought some up incredible points. In terms of like Zach's team and people who have worked with Zach supporting us and supporting the movement. I think that's like completely evident with like the support of the Cell campaigns AFSP fundraiser, which was absolutely incredible to get that sort of like sign off from them. So Zach's team knows exactly what we're doing. And the thing with like the reason why this is working so well and why the naysayers who attack us from behind avatars and anonymous usernames, like they're never going to win out because we are real people at the forefront of this. Like you've got Sky who constantly comes on, shows his face. He does the videos and stuff and sends them on Twitter. Like he addresses the community. It's always personal, and that's why this movement is working really well because it's more of a personal movement. Like you could look at different users and say, "Oh, that's such and such." Like I even post my pictures on Twitter and stuff. Like I'm a real person. I'm not a bot, you know? And like the community sees that and engages with that because it's like they see the real people behind it. Um, and I think that's amazing. And that has resulted in over the weekend, we hit 850,000 tweets for hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. You know? Did you know that, Sky? We went over 850,000 tweets, which is crazy.
That's crazy. On one alone, we're reaching 1 million.
Wonderful news. Wonderful
Mm-hmm.
news. Right.
Sells
And
ZSGL to Netflix is just behind it as well. That's over 800,000.
hey,
So on two,
look,
nearing 1 million.
we about
Yeah.
to we about to that's what I'm saying. So we really doing this show, and these numbers that we're saying, they're real. They're not from bots. Right, Sammy? I'm gonna let you continue. Go ahead.
Exactly. Like there's people putting signs up outside the houses and stuff like that. There's people going to what Stone Quarry headquarters and stuff. Um like we are a personal movement and it's a worldwide movement as well. So hitting 850,000, amazing numbers. We are going to hit 1 million for SnyderCon. That is going to happen. we're gonna hit that amazing milestone there during the either beforehand or during the SnyderCon event, because we'll be trending that weekend because we have to be a presence there, you know, and we will be a presence anyways because we're pretty much the forefront of the conversation as it stands. So like we're gonna be a large part of that conversation. And then we've got the Henry Cavill trending event and on the 5th of May. And that's important that we show up and show out for Henry to because he is like he's our Superman. Like he's the face of the Snyderverse, as it were. So we need to do everything for him.
I mean, yo, I feel it, Sammy. But very, very well said. I appreciate what you bring to this movement so much, yo, because like with the with just the analytics. I mean, I know they don't know about what we were talking about, right? But I know how you've been in these conversations, and you've just been such a pleasure to work with, and it's been so dope, and it's been very easy, and you've been just doing such a great job of just blowing this thing up to astronomical levels, and I continue to say that it would not be anywhere near a thing without you, right? And you know, I'm very thankful for all the work that you put into this thing. Very much so. Very much so.
Well, it's because I believe in the movement so much, and it's because I'm so thankful to this community. Anyways, like the Snyderverse community, like it feels like home to me. Still Nation is our little home inside a home kind of thing. Like, so I'm always gonna be thankful to Soul Nation. Like, it's why I always want to get the right information out to people, and I want to make sure that everyone knows just where we stand in the movement, because there's a lot of like naysayers who try and like spin false narratives and who try and diminish our stance, but I'll always be here to give everyone the truth and the facts of the matter. And I think that's really something that has been inspired in me by like Sil and Sil Nation and Mikey, who through their YouTube shows have always tried to get to like the truth of like what is actually happening in DC, regardless of whether you like it or not. Like we all know the Bourbon streams and stuff, so we've all been through some bad news. So it's like really just shows that it's important to just be open and honest with the community, and the community respects that as well. So it's like they support us back because of it. You know?
Yo, that hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I just got
Wacky DNs? Oh no.
Hold on. Before you say that, Sky, I just want to touch on something real quick to defend Sil Nation, Mikey Verse, and Cool Table, and the Syndicate Network overall. Like, yeah, man, especially Sil Nation, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you know, Mikey and Sil could have totally grifted and said whatever they wanted.
Absolutely.
To make us, you know what I mean? Like, they gave us the good and the bad. Shit, they gave us the indifferent. They gave us, you know, the rumors that were specified rumors. They gave us literal scoops. They gave us everything up, down, left, and right. All around, whole circle, right? They gave us all the information that they could get to give us, and they made sure that we knew what was up. So this idea that they lied or grifted is bullshit, because they could have totally grifted. It's easy. You just act like you have sources, right? After a couple of dunks, and then just grift. But they never did that. They'd be on stream sad as hell sometimes, mad as hell sometimes. And we were right there with them. But anyway, I just wanted to say that, and because I'm glad you said that, Sammy. Scott,
Yeah,
you got something on your mind?
Y'all look at the Trinity chat right now.
All right, hold on.
right now.
No way! What?
That's fucking crazy.
Y'all, nah,
That's
y'all ain't ready.
crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy. That's
No
crazy.
way.
Oh, that's dope. This man was
Yo.
not lying, yo. He was yo, Mikey, you're fast. That's an oversimplification. I can't even say it. Oversimplification. I can't even say it right now.
So you're fast.
Yeah.
That sounds like an oversimplification.
Straight up.
Mikey, I can't
That's
wait. I cannot wait.
crazy.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy. This is something that is beautiful. That's all I'll say. That's crazy,
Oh my
y'all. That's what's
God.
up.
That's wild.
Dang, Mikey. Mikey be dunking, boy. He be dunking. That's crazy. Good. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Dunking on y'all fools, bro. Y'all don't even know how bad you getting dunked on.
Hey, that's
Like,
the crazy part too. Is like, not gonna hint at anything specific at all, but just like this, the reason they don't like him or Sil is because they're missing out on the success that they're getting. Like,
right?
imagine like when I joined in all this, right? I joined in after like Sky and others, right? Who've been rocking as subscribers and members for a while, right? And I joined in, like I would just be in the chat, just kind of looking at stuff, or just like at work, just looking, as like a chat ninja, not saying anything, and taking in all that bourbon. Man, I just naturally wanted to be a part of it without knowing anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any sort of quote unquote successes would happen in the future. I just wanted to naturally be cool with everybody. Because I was like, yo, these people seem like they cut from the same cloth as me, man. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't on no lame, nerdy garbage and whining and crying over BS. They on some real talk. I like it. And so naturally, we rocked out. And then you see the people that were there that ain't there no more. Shout out to Garbo. And it's like, it's no wonder that they're mad. And I'll just leave it at that.
I've seen the opposition though. It's pathetic, quite honestly. It's projection as well. Everything that they've accused Sil of is what they do.
But they could have been there. Some of them. They could have. They could have been right there with us, Sammy. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, that's absolutely.
They could have been right there with us. But naturally, not on some trying to like grift a friendship or whatever. Not like on some natural. You guys are genuine people, and now we rocking together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing that I got from Sil Nation. It's just everyone was just like genuine, and like the energy was just good all around. Even during the Bobbin streams, it was like just good vibes.
I'm kind of glad that they got revealed their dishonesty and their hatred and their griftingness, because I couldn't imagine being in a meetup with them.
It's just a shame that it cost an AFSP stream to get.
Oh, you're talking about that thing?
Into the light. Oh, like I'm talking about everything.
Oh no, I'm talking way before that. The whole revelation of certain individuals. Yeah. But Sky, you look like you got something else on your mind, Sky.
Oh man, I'm over here getting emotional, yo. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy, yo. I don't even fucking know where to begin right now. I might have to just tell y'all this shit afterwards. Yo, this is fucking.
Oh, something else,
dude.
Okay, yeah, definitely tell us after. So go ahead, Sky. Not to take over your show, Sky, but go to give your final thoughts, and we go.
Wait, no, man, hold on, because I need to. Shit, hold on.
Put you on the spot.
Y'all just keep going for one second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I've cooked the betas enough. I'm moving on from them, but go ahead, Sammy. Go ahead.
I know what you were saying though, because like I went back and I listened to actually earlier today I listened back to like that space from like last year where they tried to pile on Sil. Like,
okay, God,
bro, that was such an epic space. Still
destroyed them, and they still have that up on their YouTube as if it did anything. Like fucking idiots.
It's the you know why? It's because they've cultivated an audience that's largely media illiterate. I'll just say that. I don't want to be too
Oh
mean,
yeah.
but their audience is very illiterate media wise. So they have to continue to pour into their audience that they've cultivated. Because like if they switch it up now at this point, they just the subscribers wouldn't come. They'd be like, wait, we came for this level of entertainment. Why are you guys being intelligent all of a sudden? Why are you guys
They
making
switched it up
sense?
by telling the truth,
Right.
telling it how it actually went down, because they
It
can
would destroy
destroy
their
them.
entire brand.
Oh
So
yeah.
they have to
Well,
be
I
on
mean, their
code.
entire brand is grifting on our content and lying about us. So like, yeah,
And to that, that's why I don't even get like mad about it. I'm just like, cool, man. Like you guys are our biggest fans. Appreciate it.
for
Thanks.
real.
My name, my brand, my logos, my voice, my sexy ass radio voice is all over your fucking fans' ears. Like that's amazing to me. You know, I don't even have to do any work. Thank you. Thank you, betas. Appreciate it.
Man,
You gonna
Mikey said he's
cry?
innocent. Mikey, you're a rogue.
Oh,
look,
for
You're a
real.
rogue.
I want to say this before we close on out because our place in this movement, as Leon said earlier, is solidified, Joe. Um, I told him before a few days ago, I said, hey, just get used to the fact that we're going to be here, right? And it seems as if that has not been able to take place yet, right? People are still fighting our presence and our very existence, right? With that being said, it does nothing but make me, Leon, and Sammy want to go harder and harder and do more dope stuff for you guys. So at the end of the day, there is no chink in our armor, so to speak, right? There is not going to be any
We got no weakest link.
type of things happening where you're gonna catch us slipping or doing anything. Like it's not gonna happen. And you know, I would prefer for us to be able to, go through this process, right? With everybody kind of letting us do our thing and kind of staying out of our way, but it doesn't matter. We will continue to charge forward no matter who places themselves in our path, right? Because that's all that they would be doing. We have no plans on trying to derail anything that anybody else has going on. Um, we just want what we want, and that is for the story to continue on in a pocket universe outside of the constraints of WBD because they have chosen to move in a different direction, right? So we're all about getting this thing sold, and the primary target for that sale is Netflix. Um, you know, moving forward, we will continue to be very agile, mobile in our thinking and in our planning. We have a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Like it was teased earlier, there is the next trending event coming up, which is May 5th, Henry Cavill's birthday. And we also have some special stuff for you guys coming up before then. That's to really get you guys juiced up and activated, right? So continue to stay the path, continue to stay the course, and we will not be deterred. We will not be slowed down. We will not be stopped. This is the way we're going to continue. And for no, for wait, actually, since y'all smashed the 50 likes, let me go ahead and have y'all talk to the homie real quick.
You still owe the Great One 50,000 more worlds. He will hear your plea when you pay your debt.
Right. We got Havoc saying, you know what that means, Skywalker? It means we're almost there, everyone. We just have to knock a little louder, right? Sail is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Storm the gates. Yeah. Oh, look, you already know what it is. We coming, right? And ain't nothing gonna stop us. So, from the rest of the panel, right? I want to say thank you, to everybody in the chat as well. You guys were super, super amazing today. And thank you guys for showing up. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bang.
Bye, everyone.